We're back with our Tokyo Series report presented by Guggenheim. Harold Reynolds on the field inside the Tokyo Dome. Took in both games, and it's been fun to chat with him about it. Dodgers win game 2, 6-3. Harold, good to see you, bud. All right, what did you make of the Shohei Ohtani homer? What was your view like, and did you think it was clearly gone?
Yeah, well, it was hit so high, you weren't sure it was going to have enough to get there. You remember the first inning, he hit a ball to the track. So the ball doesn't carry a whole lot in this dome. That ball, I'm telling you, I thought it was going to hit the roof. And then I didn't know if the rule was if it hit the baggie, it was a home run or not. And then seeing the replay, you realize obviously it's over the yellow line. The fan reached out, but they didn't know what was going on in the stands. I don't know if they have replay in Japanese baseball. So it was really people wondering, what are they doing? They're stalling. It was quite a scene in the stands, because you take away the home run from Mr. Ohtani here, that's big news.
Hey, Harold, I want to touch a little bit on Sasaki. What was your initial impression of his stuff tonight?
I'll tell you what, Dan, the one thing I wanted to see was watching the fastball, and it was explosive. He had in that bat, yeah, this is it right here. He threw 3 pitches over 100 miles an hour, and then it looked like he almost went into spring training mode, trying to figure out, can I throw that split for strikes and everything else? And he wasn't able to locate the split, and that's what got him in trouble. I thought they just went to the well on it too many times instead of just reaching back, challenging guys with the fastball. It was electric. They weren't catching up to it, and I thought they kind of got away from it.
You know, I was telling Greg, when you look at Yamamoto and Sasaki, to me, Yamamoto is more experienced, more polished, and to me, I think there's huge upside long-term with Sasaki, but to compare the two pitchers right now is probably a little bit unfair. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, I totally agree with you. I don't think you can compare them right now, but I think Sasaki's upside is going to go further than we've seen a lot of guys go coming out of Japan or even back home in the States. This guy, by the end of the day, I say by the end of the season, is going to be one of the top 10 pitchers in baseball. He's just got that great of stuff. We watched him in Arizona when I don't think he had the nerves. He wasn't back in Japan pressing for the first game, and that split was unhittable. And so when he's able to locate that fastball he had tonight and the split, I'm sorry, he doesn't need to throw anything else. He can tell him it's coming. I stood next to him, Dan, and I stand next to you and Greg, and I'm like looking up at you guys. He's right there at your height. He's a legit 6'5". He's already got some size to him, and he's got some presence. And that was the big thing to me, was the presence that he had and the composure. I think he's going to be a star. We're looking at a great one.
Dodgers won these 2 games without 2 huge stars, Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. There's another team that played in this Tokyo series, and that's the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, they're missing Nico Horner right now at second base, but up until Tucker got that double in the 9th inning, if you go 2 through 4, Seiya Suzuki, Tucker, and Bush, a combined 1 for 22 in these first 2 games. Is that a big deal to you, or do you think the Chicago Cubs are still going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NL Central?
You know, the first thing I thought about was, I remember breaking spring training with the Padres, and I ended up getting traded to the Angels before we went on this trip I'm going to tell you about. We were going to open with Gladys, Maddox, and Smoltz. And you're sitting there going, I'm 0 for 15 before the season starts. And if the Cubs, you got to sit there and go, look what we faced. We're talking about the starters, but that bullpen is elite. The arms were amazing. So if I'm a Cub hitter, I got to sit back and go, who did we face in 2 games? It was overpowering stuff, and you're not going to see that all season long, not consecutive nights, consecutive days like they'd had to deal with here. So I'm not as concerned. I don't think we really know what they're capable of, because they saw elite, I mean elite stuff that I don't think they'll see the rest of the year like that, back to back to back.
Are we going to see back to back to back Tokyo series? Is this going to get bigger? How do you see this down the line?
Well, I tell you what, Guggenheim's going to bring them back here. You got the biggest star on the planet. If you were here to see the reception that Ohtani continues to get we will be coming back here. And it's not only Ohtani. They put on an amazing show. It was a combination of the Olympics, I'm sure the WBC, but to start the Major League season, I think we're going to see multiple teams come over here, but the Dodgers are going to be the headliners because of what you got. Greg, there was a scene right after the game. You had all the Japanese players. There was 5 Japanese players in this game. They came out for a team photo, and I'm telling you what, the place, nobody left. They saw these guys coming out. They stood there. It was amazing, and just a scene, I think, is something that we're going to continue to build on. And Japan is a baseball country, and we're not talking about, they don't have the NBA they're battling with, the NFL they're battling with. They dominate baseball. And so if you're a baseball organization like Major League Baseball, you have to invest where your product is a premium. And that's here in Japan. So yeah, I see us continually growing the game over here, growing the sport over here. This was as big as the World Series. They bring so many people in this place. So pretty amazing stuff.
Harold, you've been on the ground there for a few days now. What was your feeling from the players? Did they enjoy the experience going from Arizona, making the trip to Japan? Did you feel like they enjoyed going to Tokyo?
Yeah, they enjoyed it because they made it more than just coming over to play some baseball games. And so now they got to go back. The Cubs are going back to play 5 exhibition games. Imagine that, Dan. You tune it up, and now you got to go back and play exhibition games. And the Dodgers are getting ready to go back and play the Freeway Series. At least they got a little oomph in the Freeway Series playing in the 2 different stadiums. So it's going to be a little bit of a letdown. But I think at the end of the day and at the end of the season, and understanding where the sport has to go to and what they're doing here, the players fully got it.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being we have to stay till 1:30 in the morning on a Friday night because the game went extra innings. That's a 1. 10 being the greatest experience you've ever had. What would Harold Reynolds, how would you rank your Tokyo experience, 1 through 10?
It's up there. I got a chance to bring my family over, so we got a chance to really do a lot of different things. Saw some of the palaces. The food was amazing, all that. But I would say I'd give it definitely a 9 or a 10. I mean, Greg, come on now, look at this.
Is this a samurai
That's
sword?
LaTroy Hawkins. That's Dexter Fowler. Yeah, that's a samurai sword. I mean, I got a chance to do so many cool things. So yeah, it's up there on the scale of fun things to do.
Great action shot right there, Harold.
And this isn't even a Saturday Night Live skit. I mean, it was pretty cool stuff.
Wow, my goodness, I could do a Greg's list on my favorite Harold in Tokyo pictures. I mean, they're everywhere. Harold, great stuff. I'm glad your beautiful family could enjoy the trip to Japan. Get home safe, and we'll be kickstarting the regular season here in this country pretty soon. Okay, bud?